Hey, it's Jim. Hope everybody's enjoying Friday, getting ready for a weekend. Another woods walk for the Revolution. A little beer time. Get to go out back here and just chill out a little bit. Trying out this new camera. It's the Canon, what is it, R42 or something like that. It's been out about a year, but my previous Canon, the HF10, had it for like 6 years. It's like $1,000 camera, and power button broke. And then Canon tells me, oh, that's too bad. We can't fix it. Bastards. So anyway, I bought one of these, refurbished. It's about half price of the regular, newer one. So we'll check it out, see how it works. You know, they don't make things like they used to. Like the old Canon still cameras. I mean, hell, they built like tanks. They'd last forever, but they don't have all that cheap electronic stuff like all the new ones have. But anyway, just come out back for a walk, so we're going to check out the woods. Yeah, I caught a news story about SWAT teams. I saw this on the National Normal Affiliates list. They were talking about SWAT teams in Massachusetts. A lot of times SWAT teams are formed by, you know, lots of different governmental agencies, like you'll have the sheriff and the local police and the state police and who knows what else. But in Massachusetts, even though all those people come together, apparently they're not acting under the authority of their job titles or whatever, you know, like sheriff's department or whatever. They're actually an NGO, a non-governmental organization, 501c3 or something like that. So because they're a non-governmental organization, they don't have to comply with the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act. So I guess if you want any information out of them, you got to sue them and then through discovery collect your information. Which is a bunch of bullshit because, you know, they dress as police officers. They have their guns. I mean, they're acting like they're operating under the authority of, you know, the color of law. But apparently they're not police officers at the time. They're this non-governmental organization or whatever, a 501c3. So I don't really get it. Can 501c3s go around and blow up your baby and destroy your house and all this kind of stuff and not have any accountability for it? Yeah, I don't know. I find that hard to believe. So I guess if you have an encounter with a SWAT team and if they're acting as a, you know, a 501c3, I guess you're going to have to sue the police officers in their individual capacity. And you put a lien on their bond. And once they got a lien on their bond, that'll definitely screw them up for employment until they clear that lien. So all those governmental employees all have some kind of a bond. So if you feel you're been done wrong by, you know, an employee of the government, you definitely want to attack their bond. And then you sue them in their personal capacity. So apparently, you know, a lot of times when you try to sue government has to give their permission to be sued. There's some kind of a critter down there. What is it? Must be a toad or something. Yeah, government has to give their permission to be sued. And a lot of times they, you know, they won't let you do that. So I guess if these police officers are acting as independent agents or whatever for the 501c3, then I guess you have to sue them personally. And once they start finding out that people are going to start taking their houses away from them and attaching their retirement plans and everything through these lawsuits, maybe that system will change. So anyway, check out the news story about Massachusetts SWAT teams being a 501c3 or a non-governmental organization. Counties like to do that. They seem to attach themselves to non-governmental organizations, and the people are not elected on these organizations. Their boards are like appointed from the, you know, the county supervisor or the county board, and their accountability is not to the people because they're not elected. They just have to report back to the county board or county board of supervisors or whatever you call them in your location. So they have several of those in our area too, and the Agenda 21 crap that kind of gets pushed in there, they kind of operate underneath these non-governmental organizations. But when the non-governmental organizations start having taxing authority, where they can decide how much money they want to tax you, that's kind of fucked up, because they don't have any accountability to the voters. I mean, they just say, well, we're going to ding your property taxes for, you know, a couple 0.01%, and then, oh, next year we need a little more money, and it just starts creeping up, and the voters can't do a whole lot about it. So, in your county, find out about these non-governmental organizations, and you know, make sure you check out your property tax statement. It'll list out where your money's going. There might not be a whole lot, it might only be a few dollars, but there's a few dollars that go to somebody that isn't accountable to the voters, you know. Yeah, let's see, the last time I was out here, I had a lot of weeds on the trail, so made a pass through here with the weed whacker. Yeah. How any of this stuff shows up, there's various tracks out here. I've seen deer tracks go through here on this trail right here. Yeah, I knocked a bunch of this stuff back. Tried out the machete my wife gave me for Christmas to knock back some weeds. Works pretty good on the piffy kind of stuff. It'll slice right through that, but doesn't work very good on woody stuff. We had a bunch of growth along the fence up behind the barn, and it was shorting out the electric fence, so she asked me to clean that up. So weed whacker wasn't going to do it. I went out there and hacked at it with a machete. So as they say, the tall piffy kind of plants, it just slices right through that shit, but had a little tougher time with the woody stuff. I'm trying to remember the brand name of the machete she gave me. I'll think about it in a minute. But anyway, research the SWAT team in your area and find out, you know, what authority they act under. And are they actually working for the departments that their uniforms say they are, or are they working as a separate non-governmental agency? And if they are, then they shouldn't be using their uniforms. They should be maybe be wearing a uniform representative of the NGO. Because that's like acting under the authority of color of law, but they're not, you know. That's the crap that was going out there in California with, they're sitting there attacking people for, you know, their gardens and, you know, selling the raw milk and all that shit. And all these people come up there and try to enforce code violation, but, you know, they really don't have the authority to do so. So we got to start calling them out on this bullshit. If the fuckers are going to wear a uniform that says sheriff, they ought to be under the authority of the sheriff's office, not some organization that's sheltered from various laws and stuff. You know what we got down here? The coon tracks or something? You know, just checking out this camera. It doesn't do too bad, I guess, on the macro stuff. You know, anyway, made my circuit through the woods. Yeah, creek's still running. We've been getting pretty regular thunderstorms in the afternoons. By the time you want to go use the swimming pool, it storms. Yeah, there's some kind of scat. Don't know what it is though. Looks like shit. Taste. Tastes like shit. Guess better not step in it. Oh well, I gotta go find my beer. Hey, yeah, the Green Dragon Tavern on Wednesday, they had a ladies' night chat. And that was all full of the ladies, and that was enjoyable. A little different perspective on things. And they're not going to do it every Wednesday, but be watching for them. And occasionally on Wednesdays at the usual time, 9 Central, the ladies will open up the Green Dragon. So check that out. Green Dragon Tavern chats on occasional Wednesdays. Wednesday afternoon is Green Dragon DT. And I don't know what, again, I'm not really quite sure what that means. The last time I heard it called Drunk Tank, so that's okay. That's usually opened up by Kansas because he's around during the daytime. He can do Green Dragon DT on Wednesday. And let's see, last night, Thursday night's Green Dragon ended all of a sudden. Not exactly sure what happened, but Tony was talking about buying really kick-ass fireworks at the Indian reservation. And I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to tell us, if he's talking about M80s and some of those quarter sticks and that kind of stuff or not. But right when he was talking about it, the chat ended. So I don't know. It's kind of fucked up. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's Woods Walk for the Revolution. SWAT teams, yeah. Well, I'm going to finish up my beer. Feed some more mosquitoes. Actually, the mosquitoes aren't too bad. Gnat season has ended. They're not very prevalent anymore. That lasts about 2 to 3 weeks in June. The gnats go nuts. And they subsided. Now as it starts to dry out, we can look forward to flies. We have these flies around here. I don't know, I call them deer flies, but they have kind of black and transparent wings. They're big and they make a big buzzing sound, and they're kind of slow, but they bite your ass pretty bad. So you want to swat them fuckers before they bite you. But another thing, I haven't really seen any fireflies. I'm not sure if it was the winter or the GMOs. We normally, about the middle of June, you'll see fireflies, you know, pretty prevalent, and I haven't seen any yet. I'll have to see if I can see any tonight, but make note of that. If you normally have fireflies in your area, see if you've been seeing any. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that little woods walk for the Revolution. All right, everybody have a good weekend. Talk to you later. We're out of here. Cheers, bitches.